Hello guys, welcome back to my channel, and in today's video we're going to be finally doing the interior of the townhouse, and I'm so excited to be doing this. So let's hop into build mode now. Okay, and as you guys could see, I'm in build mode now, and I did actually off camera just work on a few things like the kitchen. I kind of started off on the layout, and I like the way it looks so far. And then upstairs, I also just colored all the walls and did the doors. And for the doors, I did do like a custom kind of thing. It's like the fenced ones. So definitely let me know down in the comments if you know what those are, and if you don't, I will definitely show you guys in the next video how I made them and what I did to make them. And basically for the kitchen, I think this is just the first room I want to start on and kind of finish off, because I've already kind of started working on it off camera. And basically over here I kind of made some smeg appliances, but basically off camera I did just kind of work on a layout for this because I didn't want this video to drag on too long with basically talking and rambling about random things, because there's a lot of things we need to do in this kitchen and in a bunch of other rooms. And for this wall, actually I do want to do kind of a custom bookshelf kind of thing, and you'll see what I mean in just a second. Okay, and I'm back from doing like the shelves, and I also got a little bit carried away off camera and I kind of just decorated it, and it's very sparsely decorated. It's not much like decorated or cluttered whatsoever, but I kind of like that. It's kind of like the clean aesthetic, and I really like that. And then I did just use this like shiplap decal. And so now for this over here, I think I also want to put like a little dining table here. That's kind of ambitious to say, but for the dining table I kind of want to do one that's kind of moody and kind of has some dynamic features to it. And by dynamic features, I just mean one that has like kind of some shape to it and like different accents. And I actually like this one. And for the legs, I think I'm just gonna do black, but actually for the like top itself, I think I'm gonna do like maybe a wood grain kind of color and just do it a little bit darker than what I usually do, because I kind of like these neutral colors I've been leaning into, and I really like the way that they look, and I like that color, and I think that works really well. But for some stools, I'm not exactly sure what stools. I always feel like I run into this dilemma of what chairs do I use, and I actually kind of like these ones. They actually look really like kind of, I guess, fit this style. They might not look the best right now, but I definitely think with a little bit of coloring and detail, I can make them look how I want them to. And for the seat, I'm not exactly sure what we could do for the color of the seat. I think maybe we go wood grain, obviously, and I think maybe we just do like a darker color of wood grain, and it kind of contrasts it, which I like. And I think I'm gonna take one of these vases, and then I think I'm gonna take a candle. This is like my go-to decorating, is literally a vase and a candle. It's like my comfort thing, and it's always like my go-to decorating, and I just love the way it looks. And then for this wall over here, it's kind of looking a little bit plain, and I actually want to buy a Nespresso machine, but the Bloxburg one, because I just like the way this one looks, and I actually want to make this a little bit lighter and have a more accent to it, and I like the way that one looks. And for this, I just want to kind of do like a lineup of these cups and coffee mugs, because I think it will look really good. I think I'm just gonna do a row of 4 maybe. And for this, I also want to do some of the custom cutting boards. Okay, and here's the kitchen, and I'm sorry about the cuts. Like, the cuts in the video are gonna be really random, because I'm just trying to get like as much of this townhouse done as I can in one video, because I don't want this series dragging on super long. So basically off camera, I just kind of fixed up a little bit of everything. Like, I added some of these like bookshelves up here, and I did just decorate this a little bit more, and I did actually add a structural kind of piece to give it more of a design aspect, and that was this like big pillar column kind of thing, and I thought it looked really cool, and it just gave it a little bit more detail, which I really like. And I think for this, I'm just gonna add a table maybe, because it's looking a little bit bland. And for the table, I know this is probably a really bad design choice, but I'm actually kind of leaning in towards the like metal pipe one, because it's like, I don't know, it's giving off that kind of like clean vibe. And for this, I don't know what I'm gonna put on it. I think actually I'm just gonna put this vase assortment. And I actually don't know if you guys know this, but I did get my braces when I was just starting this channel. So basically that's probably why my English has been really bad. And this is the kitchen done, and it actually looks really good, and I can't wait to work on some of the other rooms, because if this is how the kitchen turned out, then I can only imagine how the other rooms are going to turn out. And for that, I think the next one we should work on is actually the living room, just to get the first floor done. And for the living room, I'm not exactly sure how we're going to make this work, because the fireplaces are really big, and this is such a small and slim living room that I feel like if we use this fireplace, it takes up a lot of room. So I think we're going to have to make a custom fireplace. And for a custom fireplace, I'm actually kind of experienced in them, so they're not going to be too hard for me, but they do take a lot of time, and they kind of do become really expensive and pricey. So I'm going to try my best to make this a budget affordable one, and I'm going to try my best to make them look really detailed too, because it's probably going to be a copy and pasted one. Just knowing me, I feel like I'm going to use that fireplace a lot in the build. Okay, and here's the custom fireplace, and it turned out really good, and it is copy and pastable, so I can definitely use this in other rooms if I have to, and I'm not exactly sure if I will yet, but I'm just glad that it is. And it's kind of pricey, but yes. And over here, as you guys can see, I've kind of made these custom like bookshelf built-in kind of things, and I really like the way that they look. So let's just kind of start decorating this room, because this is what the whole video is about, and that's the interior. And I'm trying to find the electronics section, because for the TV, I think I'm just going to use this AccuSlim one, but I'm having quite the thrill with this TV looking really small, so we might have to use the big Jumbotron one, and that one is this one, which I think we're gonna have to use it. I think it just fills up this room a little bit more. And speaking of which, guess what? And that is, today is Saturday, and I'm filming this video because I just kind of got bored, and I do have like a long week, because it actually is Memorial Week as I'm filming this. So definitely have fun celebrating if you guys did celebrate. But speaking of which, that means by the time this comes out, I will actually only have 3 days. Wait, no, actually, I will have 2.5 days. So I have 2 full days, and then I have 1 half day, because basically that half day is just a big school assembly. And my school actually does have like a little like committee, you could say, of kids that participates in like doing fundraisers for the school. And I actually did join that club, and I got to do that. And we did do a fundraiser, and basically it was a carnival for the school, and it was really fun just to see how all the kids like interacted with each other, and just how much money we raised. I'm not exactly sure yet how much money we raised, but when I go back to school, because we have our long break right now, but basically when I go back to school, I'm gonna find out how much money we raised as a school. And basically all the proceeds do go, it's not for the school actually, it goes to a charity or just something in our area actually that we just think that we should sponsor. And I'm really excited to see how much money we raised just to give back to the community, because it is basically a community service club, and I actually have really enjoyed doing it. It's really fun, so I definitely recommend, if your school does not have one of those, definitely influence them to start one, because it's so beneficial to like the kids and the school, just to see how much they can as a kid like benefit the community. And I really think it's just a fun opportunity for all students and any age kid honestly to just get out there and help their community. So I definitely recommend that. And off that long rant and tangent, I've basically almost finished decorating half of this. And for these, I'm not exactly sure what I want to put in them. I think obviously we're gonna go and get some more vases, because I think this would just be kind of the perfect area to put some vases. And I'm actually super excited for you guys to see what I have planned for this summer, because I've been working on some really cool builds, and I have some really cool builds planned, and I have some collabs that I'm trying to get like all set in stone, and I can't wait for you guys to see what I have planned for you guys. Like I said, it's just so exciting to see like everything kind of go together and start to formulate a plan of action and what we're gonna do for the channel, because I'm really excited for you guys to see what I have planned for you. Like, I cannot stop talking about it because it's actually some really cool content. And basically, in order for me to do one of the builds, I had to get it approved, kind of, well, not really approved, but I just had to ask another content creator if this was fine, because they have already done the build, and I just want to make sure they were fine with me kind of doing my own version and recreation. And this is looking really good so far, and I think we just actually need to go over here and grab a decal. and kind of fill up this wall with some paintings because it's looking a little bit plain, and I really like this whole wall situation. It's looking really good. And I actually do have some decals over here, like I mentioned. Actually, I'm not sure if I did, but I'm gonna make a custom carpet. That is our custom carpet done. And I don't want to put a table here because I'm afraid that if I put a table there, it's gonna congest the area too much and make it too kind of like full, and there won't be enough walking space. So I kind of just want to leave that open for now. And same thing for this, like I don't want to decorate it or clutter it too much because I'm afraid that it will just kind of be like too full and congested and crazy. And for lighting, I actually do want to use this chandelier because I think it kind of fits the vibe of this really well. And that is the antique chandelier. I don't know about you, but I've always kind of liked this antique chandelier. I thought it was always kind of more of the realistic chandelier out of all of the chandeliers we have. I don't know, I feel like the other ones are just too much in my opinion. So that's why I always tend to lean on this one, and I really like how that looks. I'm obviously gonna have to add some more lighting, but for now it looks really good, and this whole thing is looking really detailed and cohesive. So the next rooms we have are the bathroom, office, and I think maybe this is going to become a bedroom, but I'm not exactly sure yet. And it did look like this was popping through, so I'm just going to have to transform this down slightly, but not too much because I want to also make sure it looks good on this side. And for these rooms up here, I'm not exactly sure what I want to do yet. So I think for the bathroom, let's just go with the bathroom because I have a few ideas for the bathroom. And for the bathroom, I am going to do something outside of my comfort zone. I feel like this whole build is kind of outside of my comfort zone because some of these colors and textures and appliances and like everything I've used so far are just something that I've never used before. So I'm kind of excited to just be getting outside of my comfort zone and trying some new things. And I definitely recommend you guys getting outside of your own comfort zone and just trying some new things too, because you never know how something's gonna look if you never try. And for this, I do think we're gonna do a custom shower. Okay, and I'm not exactly sure where we left off, but I think we left off on working on the custom shower. So basically what I did is I just used a bunch of basic cubes and like the transparent one, and I made this sliding glass door, and that kind of got a little bit carried away off camera, and I just finished it up. It is actually the next day, so I did work on like the other things. I just kind of set it up, the layout for the office, and I did copy and paste this fireplace from downstairs, and I just think it looks really good. And then over here I did just kind of do this custom little like table, you could say, and I did put that down in the foyer too. It's really crowded, so I kind of hid it underneath the stairs, and I think it looks really good. So the next room, now that the bathroom is done, is I think I'm gonna work on the office. And for the office, I'm not exactly sure what table we should use, because with tables it's always hard to like determine which one I like, because I feel like they're a little bit simple for my liking. So I always feel like we need to make a custom one, and I do think we're gonna make a custom one. And for the custom one, I think we're kind of gonna match like this style down here. Okay, and here's the custom desk kind of done, and it's kind of crowded in here, so I'm trying my best to use the space really well and not making it too congested, but I think it turned out really well. And I like how this like does match the theme down here. I think it fits and it contrasts wonderfully, so I really like that. Okay, and as you guys can now see, I have finished the office, and I did slightly rotate the desk around just because I thought this kind of optimized the space a little bit more, and we just had more space to walk, and I thought that was a little bit more functional. So I really like that design choice that I made, and I think this office turned out really well. And I know like most of the decorating I've done off camera so far, but I do genuinely just show you the layout quickly, and then I do some off camera decorating. Yeah, but this has actually taken me 3 days now to do, so decorating definitely takes me a little bit longer than other things, so I'm definitely gonna have to work on that. But the next room I want to work on is the bedroom, and for the bedroom, it's always hard because like this, there's no windows, so it makes it feel very like closed and like not open, so I have to kind of work with like the style. And for this, I think I'm gonna try and do a custom bed, because I kind of have an idea of a cool custom bed that I want to try. Okay, and here's the custom bed, and it turned out really good. So basically, in order for me to make it, I just took this standard single bed, and then I took, for like the bed frame, you could say, I just took the cube and I just resized it. And then for this, I just took the small square beam and I just kind of transformed it and like kind of moved it around, and it turned out really good. And then these nightstands are kind of just like the same version as this table I have scattered around the build. And then for these, I just wanted some hanging pendants, and I think this looks really good, so I really like that. And then I think for this I am gonna go over here and just copy and paste the chandelier that I have, because I think that would make this build look a little bit better. So I think that right here looks really good, and it actually, there's not too much light, so I really like that. So now just let's clutter up the side tables, and for that I'm just going to take books, because I actually personally love reading books. My bed frame that I have is actually, it has books in it, and I really like that. And I do every night before I go to bed, I do read a little bit of a book, just because I feel like reading right before you go to bed is a great way to just kind of like close the night and day out. So I really enjoy that, and I think this looks really good. And then I think I am gonna just do this custom carpet hack again, but for this I am gonna do the one that we did down here. I think this carpet looks really good, so I'm just gonna quickly do that and then I'll be back. Okay, and I did just do the custom carpet off camera quickly, and it turned out really good. And I do think it's kind of looking a little bit empty over here, so I'm not sure if I should continue this paneling. The only thing with this paneling is I hate when it comes and clashes with the door, so I always have to like kind of do some workarounds. But I think for now I'm just gonna leave it empty, and if I don't like it then I will change that off camera. But for now I think we're just gonna play it safe, and I think I'm gonna add this frame right here. And speaking of some summer content, since I'm almost on summer break, I do have some major builds planned, but the only thing is there are some really big builds, and I'm afraid that they're gonna take up most of the summer content. But if they do, just know that it's gonna be a big kind of build, and they're gonna be really fun and enjoyable to watch. So now that we have finished the second floor, let's move up to the last and final floor, and that's the third floor. So basically this is just kind of the master suite, like the owner's kind of suite floor, I guess you could say, because it's literally just master bedroom, master closet, and then bathroom. And then this I think I'm gonna turn into like a little laundry kind of room. So if I go down here, I do have this smaller archway that I'm just gonna take for now and put it right here. I'm not exactly sure if it will fit, but it should fit for the most part, and it does fit, and I really like that. So I'm just gonna actually do that later on, because that's not really my priority. My priority is doing this because it's such a long thing and skinny, but like it's not really wide, so I'm afraid with the beds it might be a little bit tricky. But I think I'm gonna just do the same bed that I did down here, just a little bit bigger. And I don't know, I feel like actually, I don't know, maybe I put it on this wall. I think though actually I'm gonna just put it here. I know it's kind of iffy looking, but I do think that it will look good in the end. So for this I am gonna have to do the custom bed again, which I don't know why I didn't just copy and paste this bed down here, because I don't really want to redo this whole bed thing again. So I'm just gonna leave that there, and that looks really good, so I really like that. So now we have to go off camera and finish the bed frame. Okay, and here's the bed frame completed, and it looks really good, and I'm so happy for the way it turned out, and it looks really good. So let's just go down here and copy these nightstands, because I honestly cannot bother making more of these or a different variant. And as you guys could see, I actually did change these wooden planks just to a different color, because I thought it kind of looked like a cool color. And speaking of the guest bedroom, it turned out really good, and the guests are definitely going to be spoiled in my opinion, because they just look really good. Anyways, speaking of what I did yesterday, I actually did go to the mall because summer is fastly approaching, and as you guys did see, I did make a community post. Well, when this comes out, it was probably a week ago that I made this community post. But anyways, I made a community post about when you guys start summer break, and mine is in 2.5 days, like I said, by the time this video comes out, and I'm so excited. But I literally have no summer clothes whatsoever, so I did go to the mall and I just bought some summer clothes, and I had a lot of fun there. And this bedroom did turn out really well, and I like the way it looked. So now that we have this room done and this, I just did this off camera because it was literally just a closet, and it was literally nothing important in my opinion. It was just a sim passway closet, so I really like this, the way this turned out. And now lastly but not leastly is the bathroom. And for the bathroom, honestly, you know me, the copy and paste builder is just gonna copy and paste whatever I did down here, because whatever I did down here turned out good. And like I said, I cannot bother right now to make another variant of this whatsoever, so that's just what we're gonna do. And this shower is slightly bigger, but it's not too much bigger, so I actually do like this, because obviously that shower down there is just the guest shower, so it's honestly not too important whatsoever. So yeah, And basically for the sliding glass door, what I did is I just moved it up one, and then I took this standard round rod. Okay, and here's the shower, and it turned out really good, and I did indeed add a blind because there was a window there and I didn't want it to be like open. So anyways, now that we have that done, we just pretty much have the toilet and the sink. But I'm afraid with the sink, like, I don't know where to place some of this stuff because it's kind of running a bit on the smaller side, which I obviously knew that this bathroom would run on the smaller side because it is a townhouse. So I think if I move the sink there, and then if I put the toilet there, we should be okay. And then I can just finish up by adding some of the important decorations. And for this, I do think we're just going to use the same mirror decal, and we're going to use this. I just think that this like decal kind of ties in with the build really well, and I really like the shiplap design. And with the sink here, it's kind of driving me bonkers because it's like not letting me place things there. So now that we have that done, that looks really good. And then let's just put the sink there. And then for the mirror, I did have to do a little bit of a little build hack-ish kind of thing. And what I did is I had to take the vertical plank, and then I just have to make it a little thing like that, and then transform. And then you just take that, and then you go down here, and then I'm just gonna use the same mirror because I really like the look of it. And then I just place it on this decal or structural, and there, that looks really good. And now we do need to add the little like line across, which I think this build did turn out really well, and it does look really cohesive, which I really like a lot. And then since the mirror is kind of being poked by the little beam, I'm gonna go in here and try and find the thing that I placed it on. And this is always the hard part because these things are always so tricky to find, but I wish Bloxburg did make them a little bit easier to use just for that reason, because you always have to kind of use some maneuvering to get them. And then I do need to raise this up a little bit because it is kind of going on the faucet, and that looks good now. So now I think to finish it off, we should just go down here. And then I did use these baskets like a lot in the build, but I do think that they look really good. So for this, I think I'm just gonna put some of the baskets in this corner right here, just because it looks like this corner is kind of bare and empty. And I did notice like the hallways are kind of bare and empty, but like the hallways were honestly not my main priority in this whole entire build. So if they do look empty, my bad, but it's only because I didn't really care about them. And I know this might be a little bit awkward, but I think just to fill up some space, I am gonna put a little chair in here. Who knows, I just might want to relax and chill in here. And then I think that's honestly done. And then I think I could add a rug here. For the rug, I do think we could just do one of the in-game ones, but who knows with me, because my buildings are always rational decisions, and I don't want to make this like go terribly wrong with the rug choice. And for the rug, I honestly think maybe we just do this. I have seen people use this texture down here, and I do think it looks really cool. It's just the only thing is I don't like the way they run like that. So let's see, do they have one running the other way? Yes, they do. Okay, and for this, I do think we're gonna color it maybe on a blues color, and I do like that. And then for this, okay, wait, maybe this. I really like that. Okay, now that looks good. And that is the whole build completed, so that means it's tour time. Okay, and we are officially done with the townhouse, and it turned out so good. So it's basically tour time, so let's just get started. So walking in, we are in the entryway or the foyer, whatever you want to call it, and over here we have the stairs leading up to the second floor. We'll get to that a little bit later on. And then we just have this lovely photo right here, and I really like it. It just fits the vibe of this whole entire townhouse. And then over here we have another photo frame, and then over here we have this custom table, and I really like this custom table so much. And this is copy and pasted throughout the build quite a bit because I just really liked it. And you'll see that the nightstands are just like this too. So I'm continuing on. Over here we have our living room, and I really like this living room. I really like this custom fireplace that I made. It just turned out so good, and I love these custom bookshelf things I made. They look really good, and I love this blue color. It just kind of fits the vibe so perfectly, and I really like it. And I also really like this panel over here. I love it so much. And I also love these little hamper baskets that I made. They look so good, and I love the wicker material that I used on them. And over here you will see that I have some photo frames, and all these pictures were from Lucas or Lucas's inventory, so definitely go check him out if you haven't. And I also love this living room because it's just so simple. Over here there could be a little bit more decoration, but I really like it because it's not cluttering up the space too much, and it's not congested adjusted whatsoever, and I did just add a small table because I thought it looked a little bit empty, and that is the living room. So continuing straight on, we're greeted with the kitchen, which the kitchen was honestly the only reason why I did this townhouse, and I just love the way this whole kitchen turned out. It looks so good. So a little more in-depth tour. Over here we are greeted with the Smeg fridge, and I love how this custom fridge turned out, and I just love how this whole kitchen turned out. If I haven't said that enough, I basically love this kitchen. And basically we have this nice structural architecture kind of piece, and that is the cylinder, and I really like it. It gives the space more of a dynamic kind of feel to it, and I really like that use. And then over here we have our espresso machine, because if you know me, I love coffee IRL, and I just love coffee in general, so of course I had to incorporate this. And then over here we have 3 pivoting glass doors, and that leads out to this beautiful pool area, which does have a pool indeed, and I like the pool water. It just looks so pristine. And then if you flip the camera, you'll see that we have this lovely glass kind of ceiling thing going on, and it looks so good. So now that is all for the first floor, so let's go on up to the second floor. And the second floor does have an office, bathroom, and bedroom. So I'm going all the way down here. We will be greeted with our office, and I love this office so much. It literally turned out so good, and I think I used a great work of the space because I love the way that I just structured this whole thing. It looks so good. Now over here you will see that I did use these panels, and I did just make them a different color for kind of a wall trim thing, and I really like it. And I did indeed copy and paste this fireplace from downstairs, and I think it fits this room really good. So moving on, we will go into the bathroom next, and this bathroom was such a good design, and it turned out so good. So basically over here we do have a custom shower, and we have a sliding glass door which was custom, and I really like the way this turned out. It just looks so good. And I did copy and paste these panel wall trim things into the bathroom, and I really like the way this looks. So moving on into the bedroom, and that will be the last room on this floor. This bedroom was honestly one of my favorite rooms ever. It just turned out so good, and I love the way it looked. I did copy and paste the paneling into this room, but I did use a green color just for an accent. And over here I did make some custom nightstands, and they look really good. And I love the way this bed frame looks. It just looks so good, and I love the way everything in this room just ties together. So moving on, I will show you guys this little seating area over here that I made just to kind of fill up space, and it just looks so good, and I really love it. So let's just go upstairs, and I will be doing the rest of this in free camera just so it's a little bit easier for me and I don't have to maneuver through a bunch of rooms. So over here we have this lovely copy and pasted little table, and it just looks so good. And instead of doing wood frames, I did black frames, and I filled them up with a bunch of pictures, and I just love the way this looks. And over here in this little closet we kind of have our laundry and washer machine. It's kind of hard to see, but we do. Now in this bedroom, I love the way this bedroom turned out. I'm just gonna quickly run upstairs because the free camera does not do it justice. It is such a good room, and I love this bed frame. I know I made one like this, but this one just turned out so much better, and I really love it. And I love all the custom carpets that I did, and I just love the way this whole build turned out. So moving on over here, we kind of have our closet, and it's just a simple closet, and it's just a walkway one, and it's nothing special. But moving on into the master bathroom, my oh my, is this important. It's so good, and I love this custom sliding glass door that I did incorporate upstairs, and I love this shower. It's just so spacious and soothing to sit in. I love this shower so much, and I love this whole build, and it just turned out so good. Okay, and that will be it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it just as much as I did, and if you did, smash the like button and subscribe and turn on post notifications. That way you get alerted every time I post a new video. Bye!